Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the committee. My name's Tim Wies, and I'm president of TJ Wies Contracting. We're an interior systems contractor, subcontractor, doing work in the eastern two-thirds of the state of Missouri. We're a union contractor by choice. One of the comments was about being coerced. Look at the size of me. I don't think I've been coerced into a whole lot in my whole life, except maybe a piece of coffee cake or something. I employ about 200 employees. I'm signatory to 4 labor organizations: carpenters, the painters, plasterers, and laborers. One of the points was brought out that by Representative Burleson here, that the construction industry or labor unions, if they provide a value to their constituents, they wouldn't see a decline. I buy value. My labor suppliers, which are the labor organizations, they provide me with 3 things that I consider of high value. I get a highly trained and skilled workforce through the apprenticeships. Now, once again, as Ms. Martin said, that's at no cost to the taxpayers. That's all taken care of between labor and management in the collective bargaining process. I have a drug-free workforce. I can guarantee that. That is taken care of through the collective bargaining process. And we're highly safety trained. And I'm going to address the safety comments that were made earlier about the right to work states and go a little bit further into that a little bit later. They bring value to me. Labor unions bring value to me, their customer. A little background about myself. My formal education is I've got a business degree with an emphasis on finance and economics. I came up through the trades. I worked with the tools after college. I carried a carpenter's card. My political leaning is probably on the conservative side. I do believe the government has a place, but it shouldn't. Big government doesn't have a place. It's not necessarily the answer. So going on to the economics of this, historically, all economies have, throughout history, have had a 2-caste system. You got the lower class, you have the upper class. No matter what form of government it was, whether it was a democracy, a kingdom, dictatorship, even communism and socialism, they had a 2-caste system. You had haves and have-nots. It was everybody was equal. Some were created, had more equal than others. What made America great is we've had a thriving 3rd class, the middle class. We evolved into a 3-caste system. The effects of this are pretty profound. My employees, they make $60,000 a year on average. They have health care. They have a pension. They are not requiring any government assistance. They are not a burden on society. They're solidly middle class. They can afford vehicles. They can afford vacations. They can afford hobbies. They can afford going out for fun. All things that drive our economy. They contribute. Now, the right to work legislation and right to work states. I've had the opportunity to be president of our National Contractors Association. With that, I've got to meet numerous people around the country, both open shop and union shops. I sit in a benchmarking group with 8 contractors from around the country. 4 of us are union, 4 of us are open shop. When we benchmark against each other, we meet 3 times a year, and when we benchmark against each other, we open everything. Our finances, it's like a doctor, the best physical you ever had. We go through everything that in our business. We critique each other. So the truth of the matter is, their employees, the open shop employees in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, their field employees average about $30,000 a year compared to my people at $60,000. They get a small 401k and they get the opportunity to purchase health care at a reduced rate. Now, let's look at this. The construction industry, we're not a go to one place and, so public transportation is not made for construction. It's not unusual for a construction worker to spend $30 a day in gasoline. It's $150 a week. You put that for a year, that's $7,500 for a year. Now, let's say you have a family of 4, the wife decides to stay home, you're making $30,000 a year. Now, once again, you do have a cost of living difference between states, but I think these numbers pretty well play out whether you're in an open shop, a right-to-work area, or a high-paying area. $1,000 a month for a mortgage and utilities. It's probably on the low side, but let's use that. So that's $12,000 a year. Groceries for a family of 4, $150 a week. Does that sound reasonable? I think it is. That's $7,500 a year. So the quick math on those 3 things is $27,000. Fuel, housing, and groceries. We haven't talked about a cost. So you're making $30,000 as a family. So you got $3,000 left over to pay for your health insurance, for your retirement, for your taxes. You sure as heck aren't going to go out to eat. You sure as heck aren't going to be able to go on a vacation. What we're creating is a class of individuals who are going to be further dependent on the government assistance. There is no way that they can survive a four-person family on $30,000 in our industry, the construction industry. In conclusion, it's my opinion that right to work will accelerate the demise of the middle class, and therefore create thousands of new customers of government assistance. Now, in response to Representative Burleson's assertion that laborers providing value to the members, they will pay to belong. Sometimes the membership does not know or desire what the industry needs. Sometimes an industry has a need. The industry, the customer, they have a need to be fulfilled. And sometimes the workers don't understand that need or don't necessarily agree with that. Point in case is safety. The construction industry was notoriously an unsafe industry to be in for the past umpteen years. Management demanded safety training. It wasn't until management and labor got together and forced the rank and file. Once again, the guys in the people in the field, they're rough, tough construction workers. I mean, we've all got this picture of a construction worker. They're rough, tough, they're bulletproof. I'm not going to get hurt. I'm going to do that. I'm going to reach that last little bit, hang over this little bit. I won't ever get hurt. It's not going to happen to me. It took joint effort between labor and management to bring the safety factor down. Now the safety in the St. Louis construction industry is one of the safest out there. Now, in reference to, someone made a point about the safety and the right to work states. One of the unintended consequences of right to work legislation in the construction industry, and I get this very firsthand from Mr. Stan Merrick with Merrick Brothers Company down in Texas. They're a wall and ceiling contractor down there that employ 3,000 people across the state of Texas. One of their biggest problems is misclassification of workers. Now, the safety statistics can be extremely skewed when everybody is classified as an independent contractor. That's one of the unintended consequences of right to work that Texas, and I brought Mr. Merrick up here to speak before another panel last year, and he is not he didn't want to get into the right to work fray, but he did want to address some of the unintended consequences of right to work and what happened to him in Texas. So once again, I think this is not the right thing for the state of Missouri. It's not the right thing for the construction industry. And I'd like you to reconsider everything. And all due respect to you, Mr. Burleson, I think you're off, and I'd like the opportunity to be able to help educate you a little bit more.